technology screens. Yes, you read the caption, getting back to work, leaving the fakes behind. You don't have time for this. I am doing it again, going back down that road again of basically locking into something and refusing to let go. And that's one of the problems I have to learn to teach myself that once I go into this defense mode for my company, first of all, I'll explain who I am. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Age Technology Screens. I think I said that already. But anyway, so one of the things I have to learn about myself is that once I go into a defense mode and I start locking in on somebody, and this is how I am in business, this is something that you will be trained to do in business, is that when somebody comes against your company, you will go all in on them. But you have to learn to back away because if you've already done the damage, there's no foreign going any farther. And then at that point, you'll be dragging your company down with these jokers. So, as I said before, last time I got into this lock defense mode, good Christian came along, pulled me out of this spiral, and now I see myself doing it again. We're not entertaining you guys anymore. We're done. We came in, we showed that you guys are fraud, we have proven evidence. We're just going to go from there of following proper paperwork. Like I said, I've already filed a complaint with the post office. I know managers over there for the fraud that was committed against us from this individual, and we'll let the attorneys take care of the rest of it from there. I have to get back to work. My customers do not want to come on here mentioning these individuals over and over again. And you know how trolls work. Trolls work because they need other people to mention them or to acknowledge their existence. And as I said before, when we go back to doing what we do best, as in developing our technology, as in showing off new technology, and we don't mention them at all, this basically irritates the daylights out of them. So, like I said, they need recognition from me at the end of the day in order to be able to exist. And we're just going to cut off your existence from now. So we got things to do. So I have orders to get out for customers. We have the two surfaces that came in today, which we will be coating. I have one for front projection, one for rear projection. What we're doing, I think I have my stand around here, something for that. So we're getting back to business as normal and leaving the fakes behind. There's no point in me wasting any more time on this because, as I said before, 1 year swap out, they're never going to do that. That will never happen. Never ever happen in a million years. Testing their products against Network Gray 773, even though we've done the tests already, they're never going to do that. Any of the tests that we've requested, even from down doing the demonstration of the black and white mixtures, never going to do that at all, period. And like I said, we have countless amounts of canceled orders from either both parties. And as for the other fellow, again, complete waste of our time due to the fact that all our products have batch numbers attached to them, showing the time and date when the product was actually made. And it also shows the time and date when the product was made, but it also shows the time and date when the product was painted out way before ever applied to a surface, which means, or applied to a container, means you cannot fake a batch number. Even if you tried, even if you print out a batch number, you can't because there's a video tied to it. So with that being said, we're getting back to normal. As for you trolls or you fakes at the end of the day, and that's what we consider y'all to be, you cannot back your products up. We have given you the opportunity and you've done nothing at all with it at all, period. Haven't even tried at all. So with that being said, you are what you are, a fake. So we're going to go back to work and we're going to produce real screen paint product while you guys figure out, well, I don't know what you could figure out in the day. Like I said, we gave you the challenges. We did everything we could to give you the opportunity to prove yourself, and you've done nothing. So I'm not going to waste any more time. There's no point. That's why your stuff is in the trash, because it is a waste of our time. As I said, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm not going to taint any more of my videos with your names, because at the end of the day, you do not do the challenges. You don't do the test properly, but yet you want to rant and rave that your product is good. So we can see at the end of the day, you're fakes. I got to get back to work. And again, you can watch the new technology we'll be developing today for the companies and whatever else. And our customers can come in and see new and refresh demonstrations, not the same nonsense, depending on the same projectors day after day. We showed you what we need you to see, and that's it. I think I showed the demonstration of, like I said, we have on the blacklist of this particular individual. That's more than enough that we need to show. We don't need to go any farther than that. So I'm not going to waste any more time discussing why or this or giving you challenges. Well, we know you're not going to do it. You're like a disobedient little child who does not listen. So whatever we tell you and whatever you just do what you want to do at the end of the day. And you go into these rants and carrying on, and that's what a disobedient child does. If your product did work, the first minute I gave you that demonstration, you would have performed it right away, backing your product up. You can see how when it comes to my products, I lock in the stuff. I get it done. I will prove what my product can do at the end of the day and back it up 100%, where You can't. So what's the point of going back and forth with you if we know you're not going to do anything? And that's why your product sits in the trash in my driveway where it belongs, because it's not worth our time. Now, if you excuse me, gentlemen, I'm going to get back to work, finish what I got to do here because I have customers to tend to and things that have to be done. And I'm not going to taint any more of my video demonstrations with your names, your products, or anything in the day. Now, we will still be doing demonstrations against great products. These products basically, like I said, did they feel offended by this? That's your own personal business. Then you need to back your product up. It's not for me to tell you to back your product up. At the end of the day, you should do it for yourself and for your customers. That's not my responsibility. But we will be doing demonstrations of great products. And in these products, we'll be showing great products that we have made, and from my experience from way back. And we'll be doing some white screens because we have to do those, because we do have people who have painted their projection screens, white ones, as a solution with a Home Depot gray screen paint, as in Sherman-Williams, or they'll use the silver screen by Behr. So I'm going to be showing some pictures. We got permission from the church. It's going to allow us to be able to show the pictures that what happened when they did try to upgrade their projector with a gray screen paint product, what happened on a 12,000 lumen Epson 4K projector. We have their samples right here. So these are the samples we're going to be sending out once they're coated. One's going over to the church. These are the samples we give them. One's going over to the church. This has the sun killer technology once it's done. And this right here is going to have a black invisible technology. This is going to an art institution. They're doing some kind of huge exhibit display, and we're sending this over to them for them to get ready to start getting set up. They ordered 2 gallons of our technology. Keep in mind, we do not offer this to the customers. It's only for companies only. You have to get an invoice. You have to show proof of company existence. And then once that's done, we start the process of getting your order processed. You send it to invoice, and we process the order from there. If you're a company interested in that invisible or sun killer technology, as I told you, we developed that stuff because with COVID, you're going to have more and more restaurants eating outside. You're going to have, and this church is really interesting because in the pictures you'll see, when I first looked at it, I was like, wow, there's a lot of light in this church. But I didn't realize that I was actually looking at the screen outside. So they have it kind of like a drive-in theater, and they had the servant on the screen. I said, wow, that's pretty crazy. I'm looking up and I'm looking at this huge, massive box. I'm like, what the heck is that? That was the projector. I thought it was like some kind of air conditioner unit or something up there. But then again, you're outside. Why would you need an air conditioner unit? But that thing was humongous. I don't think I've ever seen a projector that big. What if it's a CRT? The CRTs are usually that big, but that's not a CRT. I got to ask them for the model number of that projector. I got to look that thing up. It was massive. So they got the projector mounted, and they tried to hit it with the white screen, but as you can see, the white screen was completely gone. So they did try with a Behr silver screen or some kind of paint they got from, I think, Home Depot, whatever, Behr silver grade paint. They tried it, washed completely out. Didn't work at all. So that's why we're developing this black sun killer for them, because that black sun killer is going to be to maintain the image outside, but it's going to be to maintain between 1 and 2 o'clock. And they'll be showing the demonstrations up on the screen. So this is going to be fun. But that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that plexiglass to get here. So this is what we're going to be using. These are the sample sheets we're going to use them. So I ordered 2 of these for these demonstrations. But like I said, let's get back to work. We got a lot to do. I was on Facebook, and I have a contract today. Somebody came in as another customer. We do offer contracts to our customers. Now, we had a customer come in. I'm not going to say much about it, but they have our product. They're going to be doing some demonstrations on our products too. This is going to let people have offered, or we offered a contract to, and they got the contract. We're going to be sending that out today to them. And we are going to be showing them some pretty cool stuff. I want to do some demonstrations of going over to Amazon and just buying white outdoor projection screens and converting them with our technology. But we don't need to back up anything else. We've done everything we need to do. That's why we can come in and do these demonstrations on these 1,000 lumen projectors and these swap outs so easily, because we've done these tests already. All our products, and if you're watching the demonstrations I've done on my products, the first thing I'll say is we can't launch the product until it's properly tested. So because it's properly tested, that's why I can come into a live demonstration, drop 1,000 lumens in an environment, they'll fire up. I'm still keeping them, even though, like I said, they don't have to do the challenge. We know they're not going to do it. So what's the point? But we're going to continue to have our projectors in our environment, because the reason why I need those projectors in there, number one, It's because I want my customers, when they come in and see that screen blown up, I want them to know that they don't have to spend the money for an expensive projector. We don't have to use them. And this also too comes in handy when we go to forum sites and we're showing off screens. They think we're using high-end projectors, but when we turn around and show them what we're using, this is an automatic sale right from the door. Now, if you're sitting up there with a $25,000 or even $5,000 projector and you're watching this demonstration blow up, and you're like, wow, we get this all the time. What kind of projector are you using? Like, what is that? And we show them the old relic projector we're using, and they look at the machine that they got, and they're not getting the same image. Automatic sale right from the door. So that's why it's important to be able to do your tests correctly and to not fake and cut corners. If you're going to talk about venue projectors, then you need to do screens on much bigger images at the end of the day, because this is what when you have a company that comes in, they're going to say, well, you had done anything bigger? Because if they have a screen like 150 or 180 or a big screen, they're going to expect you to have something way bigger than 100 inches, especially for venue, especially for outdoors. So you can't say your product works on it if you haven't tested it. Just like you can't make accusations that your product can paint a certain size screen if you haven't tested it. I had to go downstairs. We had to do the test on painting the 180-inch screen with 48 ounces. Now, I stepped into on camera. I don't know. We may have to use a gallon, but we need to test and find out. You literally have to paint the screen in before you can come up with an accusation by saying that it's going to do something. You can't do that. You make yourself look like an idiot at the end of the day. No one will take you serious if you call yourself being a professional if you don't know how much paint it takes to actually paint a screen. And we got a 250 downstairs. Since now the 48s can knock out a 180-inch screen, we're trying to figure out how much paint it would need to knock out a 250-inch screen. So I'm going to do 248s and see what happens. That screen knocks out 248s, knock out that screen. That eliminates the gallon altogether. Gallons are only, that's why when I sit there and people say, well, we're going to, I have customers say, well, I need a gallon. Like, no, you don't. You do not need a gallon. Now, even though he has the money to pay the $700 for the gallon, I'm not going to have him sell him something. He's going to have way too much paint. Because I know what he's painting, it's going to be more than enough. It's going to be too much. So if 48 is going to be sufficient enough to be able to do over your 150, 160, 170, 180s. And the reason why we can say this is because, and put this on the website, which I haven't had time to put on the website yet, because we actually painted the screen in, and that's what you have to do. My ceiling is painted in quart by quart. That's how many quarts I know it takes out to paint the ceiling in, because I did it quart by quart to figure out how many quarts it would take to paint the ceiling. Then we break that down by ounces. Like 128 ounces will equal around a gallon. 64 is 2 quarts. So this is stuff you should know off math, off your head, automatically by breaking it down by ounces. So you can't just guess it and say, oh, that's what it is. You have to physically do it. And this comes from people cutting corners and doing the lazy man job. Pretty much that's what it is, the lazy man job. You have to do the work. You have to crunch the numbers. You have to crack the books. You have to be up early in the morning. You have to get the job done. Can't do it lazy man style. It doesn't work. Ain't that right, Taco? Wow. There's my manager on the floor right there observing Mr. Taco. Taco's Castle. We get a chance of doing it. So we're still gonna get working on to get the outside done. As I said before, I want to set 150-inch up out there. Right now it's taking a good soaking because it did rain today, so we won't be outside today. But like I said, we got other things to do. I still have to take that down, and we have to connect a piece of plexiglass outside on the deck and hit it with a projector from out the kitchen through that glass and hit that screen, because we need that demonstration, but I really need the sunlight outside, to tell you the truth, honestly, because this stuff is designed to transfer through sunlight. So that's what we need to do. Also, too, I'm working on doing something with this. We got a project for that one, so that's why I'm mounting it back to the stand. I got to figure out what we want to put into the next room. I don't want a big projector in there now. Now that I've seen that little projector in there now, I don't want a big projector. I do want a projector that size. That's going to give me a much bigger image than that. It's going to give me 16:9. Maybe I can mount it to the ceiling. I'll get a smaller one. I can mount it right directly to the ceiling. That'd be nice. One nice little Pico projector, mount it to the ceiling. So I'm going to have to do some research on those little projectors right there, because I would love to have something like that in the room. No projector on the floor to trip over. And I can't mount it to the ceiling because right where the projector lands are right there. It hits the light, so we can't do it that way. And I like how that sits in that little corner like that, but I wish it would fill out the whole screen. But we're gonna find something. I'm gonna go do some research on these little projectors and see if we can get to fill out that entire area right there, because that would be really nice. I'm gonna check out the M1. The M1, I think the M1 is another one. Is there M2 or something? This one? Oh, I wish I had the Pico projector. Nothing. Oh, who made that projector? I forget what it was. We had a projector. It was small. If I saw VCR tape, that thing would have been perfect. But like I said, at that time we had that projector. We didn't have the technology we have now. All right, people. I gotta go. I got to finish this off first. We got to get this done, and then I got to get ready for the companies, and then I got to get those orders out. We got a couple more orders over here, big gallons that are going out for the companies, so we can get all this finished and get this tidied up. And as for you fakes, because that's what we're calling you, because you are fakes at the end of the day, you cannot back the products. This is the last of it. We're done. We got to move on. I got things I got to do, and I can't go into this whole pitbull lock mode of dragging you down and dragging myself down in the process with you. Like I said, if you follow a fool, you become a fool, and I'm not trying to be a fool. All right, I'm going to get back to work. Thank you for your time, and God bless.